Welcome to Spiritually Guided Light. I am Spiritually Guided Light, and it's Spiritual Guided Light. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. I'm just setting up. My motivational, inspirational, intuitive readings are timeless. So if you're just now pressing play, this is for you. And if you feel like you need to listen to the same pre-recording throughout the week or throughout the month, I encourage you to do so. Sometimes, things that resonate at a point of time of listening, or it resonates when you go back, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to comment and wait for approval of your comments. You can also email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. Some of the description in the audio footage don't have any description, so if you're looking for more information pertaining to Spiritual Guiding Light, just look at the other visual videos or other pre-recording videos. I will be updating as I am led to update and to add descriptions to the videos. You're not obligated at any form or fashion. So, this motivational, inspirational intuitive read is going to reflect on the answer yes. And it's going to be saying yes to unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. That's going to be the main focus of this intuitive reading. Sometimes it's hard to let go of people, places, or things that no longer serve us, that don't benefit us as individuals, doesn't align with our purpose. And the most difficult thing that us as human beings, struggle with is when it comes to family, our loved ones. It's like, I don't want to let this particular loved one go, or this marriage go, or this relationship go, because I'm letting the person down and I see the capabilities. Okay? Your capabilities are acknowledged. The fact that you're willing to enable and to hold on to something that is toxic and dysfunctional, you're willing to sacrifice your mental health and well-being to allow the next person, place, or people, places, or thing to feel good about themselves, but yet you're becoming soulless, right? So we're saying yes to becoming unbound, to releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ask that you just become present. Only you understand your situation, and this is for a few of you whom you're very private, and no one sees the tears. No one, some of them don't even realize that you're hurting. And you would think that those we vow to, that's not even in a marital relationship. Whether it's grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, uncles, aunties, cousins, we seem to give more than what we receive. And even after acknowledging that the love or the energy is not going to be equal, we still go out of our way hoping that change will come. Well, change will come once you release and say yes to being bound and unbound yourself. Unbound yourself to releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So let us think. Oh, I do apologize. Divine, I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a motivational leader, inspiration to the collective. And I just ask that you guide my words and that it be a door opener, a mind comprehension to being able to accept for the collective, even myself, for the things that no longer serve me, to be able to unbound ourselves so that we can enjoy our life's purpose, and that so that we can be able to have endurance on our journey. I ask that you allow our ancestors and spirit guides and archangels of good and light and to help us reach our full potential and to give us understanding and protection. And I just thank you even now. Amen and Ashe. And I believe there's only 3% of you whom your belief system has you bound, and yet you have a calling. My encouragement to you is not to have a biased mind frame. You can take it however it resonates to you, but I know that sometimes it can be very difficult to be open-minded to something that's not common. It's really foreign. Just take your time. Don't be so caught up in just being focused on what one individual states pertaining to your entrance of your system of belief. That might be what's going to make you a unique individual, is you being able to intuitively accept what it is that your soul is gravitating to. And if you have not experienced or you're not familiar with different systems of belief systems, then yes, it's only your level of understanding. So again, what we're saying yes to, excuse me, I'm maneuvering in my chair here, is we're going to unbound ourselves to releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And however that resonates to you, only you know. But I will be very honored to be able to hear your journey or what it is that you're unbounding yourself from, whether it's a soul pattern, contract, or past lives. I really would love for you to be a light as well. But there is a process with the comments. If the comments are well presented and the language is clean content, I will approve it. But if it's not, I apologize in advance. That's not tolerated on Spiritual Guided Light channel. Thank you. So, action pertaining to unbounding, and releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives is pain. So it's not going to to feel good, you know. And then the tricky part of it is, you know, what you're letting go of from unbounding yourself can present to you pain, and it can confuse you and make you feel lost, make you feel like you're doing something wrong and you're not. You have to understand, if a person, place, or thing can make you feel bad when you decide to say, yes, I am done with this unhealthy situation that no longer serves me. It's only causing me pain. And when you're ready to walk away, then it's like they try to flip it. Person, place, or thing will mirror. And then, you know, if you're vulnerable and not strong, you have to stand in your power and understand that, you know, you loving yourself, you have all the guidance that is needed. Don't focus on where is the guidance, but focus on that. No, you have to stand your grounds. You create those boundaries. And we also have hyper, and I'm going to clarify hyper with miserable. So what you're releasing yourself from, whether it's person, place, or thing, these situations fed off of your pain and made them feel better, or they were able to learn from you by hurting you and you not even recognizing it. And even though you're going to walk away, claim it now and say it with me. I am unbounding myself. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I think we should say it like this. I am unbounding myself. I am releasing soul patterns that no longer serve me. I am releasing contracts that no longer serve me. I am releasing past lives that no longer serve me. So as long as you were miserable, you were feeding their hyperactivity, and you were lost. And this is more of a narcissistic energy. And I am not a provider, physician, counselor, psychiatrist. I am a motivational speaker. I am a motivational intuitive, and I stand very tall on my grounds on what it is that I'm trying to perceive or what I'm giving out. I am a survivor of a narcissistic relationship, as well as a narcissistic family. By creating my narcissistic relationship, I walked away from it, and I no longer served it. Pertaining to my narcissistic family, I created boundaries, and I still love them, but I have to stand tall on my boundaries. But when I didn't stand tall on my boundaries, I had a lot of pain. I was lost. I wasn't miserable, but I was able to see the individuals that I loved so much were miserable. And they got their energy off of, you know, my tears, my sadness, you know, me complaining for love. You know, love is real, love is kind, and love is gentle. All right. So, what is the action pertaining to unbounding ourselves? We have groggy. Clarify groggy, please. Clarify groggy, please. Clarify groggy, please. We have jumpy. Clarify groggy and jumpy. I'm laughing because all I can think was frogs. You know, frogs, they seem grouchy, right? And they jump. So you may feel, you know, like a grouch or grumpy, or like you just want to jump and you just want to say, you know what, I am fed up. Don't feed whatever it is that is trying to get you to react. It's not hard. I used to say it's easy said than done. No, preventing yourself from preventing yourself from being that kind of character is a waste of time. Okay? And some of you are going to see, by you keeping your calm, the individuals, places, or persons, or things they're going to be the one that present themselves out of character. I want you to remain calm, find a safe place, call 911, get a restraining order, and do not feel miserable or lost, pertaining to protecting yourself. Loving yourself is very, very important. You have to understand, if it doesn't have to do with family and it has to do with a marriage or a relationship, or remember the place when you were like really, really happy, and you're probably, I tell yourself all the time, probably like, I want to get back to that place. Well, you're unbounding yourself so that you can get back to that place. Understand they're going to be upset, but during the process, you're going to be calling in people that's going to be infatuated, and they've been watching and they've been waiting for this moment, to fill in those voids of what you thought, when you felt lost and pain. Okay? There's going to be a lot of resentment. There's going to be some things that you're not going to want to unbound to. And only you are going to be able to identify. Maybe you should get a pen and paper and identify some things like, okay, what doesn't serve me? And what I mean, like, what are things that I do that's unhealthy? Or what kind of type of people do I want to hang around with? What kind of job do I really, really want? It's just little ideas like that. And a good way in to be able to stay into self is to meditate, okay? So, what we're going to do, and the meditative is going to be behind the scenes, especially for those who are dealing with a narcissistic family or a narcissistic relationship. Don't play the game. I'm going to tell you right now. You play the game, you're going to be disappointed every time. It's going to hurt even more and more and more. More and more and more. Every time you go back, they want to punish you. And it's going to be the way you least expect it. So I'm encouraging you not to play the game with the narcissist. When you literally go no contact and you just really just put yourself around people, you're just going to have to, really speak up and say, hey, when you're making the relationships, I got out of this situation, and I are join some support groups because that understand narcissistic behavior, okay? So the adventure, because there's so much to look forward to once you let go of what has you bound, what you're allowing that to have you bound, is the adventure, exploration, apprehension, and fulfillment. Today is a day to try something new, explore just for fun, and be a bit more daring. Do not let apprehension keep you from your new adventure. That feeling will fade, but the wonder that is to be found will surely not. That is so beautiful. And we're going to have one more. And the chain breaker. Freedom, indignation, and justice. Judgments that have been placed upon us by ourselves or by others can shackle us, stealing our joy and will to live. Take time today to remove these judgments, choosing not to believe in the lies they tell. A judgment is not the truth. So this is that narcissistic behavior that I was reflecting on, and dealing with narcissistic individuals, whether it's family, and when it's family, they have flying monkeys, as well as they will gaslight, and even within a narcissistic relationship, you'll be surprised who the flying monkeys are. And the thing is, once you're able to identify narcissistic behavior and they know that you're aware, I'm going to do some readings on narcissistics, but I'm really not ready yet because, again, I'm a survivor from a narcissistic relation and my family. So what I encourage is, meditative strength, find a support group, have a counselor, talk to someone, as you unbound yourself for the things that you're bound from. Play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. And say no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Whether that is towards people, places, or things. And, take the leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Okay? And you really love yourself, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the promise keeper. Trust, honor, and safety. When we break a promise to ourselves, we lose trust in who we are. And to lose trust in ourselves is to lose our identity. Today, make a promise to yourself and keep it. Even the smallest promise can make the biggest difference. And dealing with the narcissistic people, we can feel lost, or we can feel like our identity has been taken, because if you look at it,